Translate.
Actually, I'm here to interpret.
John, you have tallies approaching.
The Covenant unfolds as a deeply emotional and intense narrative that explores loyalty, survival, and the unbreakable bond formed between individuals in the most extreme and life-threatening circumstances. From the very beginning, the story establishes a grounded and immersive atmosphere, placing the audience in a world defined by uncertainty, danger, and the constant pressure of making decisions where every second matters. The environment feels harsh and unforgiving, creating a sense of tension that runs throughout the entire narrative. The center of the story is a soldier operating in a foreign land, someone trained to follow orders and complete missions with precision and discipline. His role demands focus and control, yet the unpredictable nature of his surroundings ensures that no plan ever unfolds exactly as expected. The narrative introduces him as a composed and capable individual, but also hints at the emotional and psychological weight carried by those in such positions. This duality adds depth to his character, making him more than just a figure of action. The story takes a significant turn when he forms a connection with a local individual, who becomes essential to his mission. This relationship is not built on convenience alone, but grows through shared experiences, mutual reliance, and an understanding of the risks they both face. Their bond becomes a central element of the narrative, representing trust in a world where trust is often fragile. This connection adds an emotional core to the story, grounding the larger events in personal experience. As the narrative progresses, the environment becomes increasingly hostile, presenting challenges that test both physical endurance and mental resilience. The characters must navigate terrain that is as dangerous as the threats they face, where every carries the possibility of danger. The unpredictability of the setting enhances the tension, making survival a constant struggle rather than a guaranteed outcome. This sense of vulnerability keeps the audience engaged. As the stakes remain consistently high, one of the most compelling aspects of the story is its exploration of loyalty, particularly how it evolves under pressure. The relationship between the central characters transforms into something deeper than obligation, becoming a reflection of shared humanity. This theme is reinforced through moments where decisions are driven not by orders but by a sense of responsibility toward one another. The narrative suggests that loyalty, when tested, reveals the true character of individuals. The pacing of the story is carefully structured to maintain a balance between action and emotional development. Intense sequences of danger are interspersed with quieter moments that allow the audience to understand the characters' motivations and struggles. This rhythm ensures that the narrative remains engaging while also providing depth, preventing it from becoming a purely action-driven experience. The film also delves into the psychological impact of prolonged exposure to danger, showing how it affects decision-making and perception. The characters are constantly on edge, their senses heightened by the awareness that any moment could bring new challenges. This tension shapes their interactions and choices, adding a layer of realism to the narrative. It highlights the strain of operating in such conditions, where even small decisions carry significant consequences. Visually, the story is brought to life through detailed and immersive environments that emphasize both the scale and the isolation of the setting. The use of light and shadow creates a dynamic visual experience, reflecting the dual nature of the narrative as both a survival story and an emotional journey. The landscapes are portrayed with a sense of authenticity, enhancing the audience's connection to the world of the story. Sound design plays a crucial role in reinforcing the atmosphere, using a combination of ambient sounds and sudden, intense audio cues to reflect the unpredictability of the environment. The contrast between silence and noise is particularly effective, creating moments of that keep the audience on edge. This auditory approach complements the visual elements, contributing to the overall immersion. As the story moves forward, the stakes continue to rise, pushing the characters into situations that require them to confront their limits. The narrative becomes increasingly focused on survival, with each decision carrying the weight of potential consequences. This escalation creates a sense of urgency that drives the story toward its climax. Keeping the audience fully engaged, the theme of sacrifice becomes more pronounced as the narrative unfolds, highlighting the cost of the choices made by the characters. These sacrifices are not presented as heroic gestures alone, but as difficult decisions that carry emotional weight. The story emphasizes that such actions are often driven by necessity and compassion rather than a desire for recognition. As the narrative approaches its climax, the various elements begin to converge, bringing together the themes of loyalty, survival, and the characters are faced with their most challenging moments, where the outcome is uncertain and the stakes are at their highest. The tension reaches its peak, creating a powerful and emotionally charged sequence that defines the story's resolution. The resolution itself is both impactful and reflective, offering a conclusion that acknowledges the journey and its consequences. It does not rely on simple answers, but instead presents a nuanced outcome that reflects the complexity of the events. This approach reinforces the emotional depth of the narrative, leaving a lasting impression on the audience. In the aftermath, the story shifts toward reflection, considering how the experiences have shaped the characters and their understanding of the world. The bond formed between them remains a central element, symbolizing the enduring nature of human connection even in the face of adversity. This reflective tone provides a sense of closure while also emphasizing the lasting impact of the events. At its core, the narrative is about trust, loyalty, and the human connection in the most challenging. It explores how individuals respond when placed in situations that test their limits, highlighting the importance of compassion and resilience. The story combines intense action with emotional depth, creating an experience that is both engaging and meaningful. The characters remain central to this exploration, their journeys reflecting the broader themes of the narrative. Their struggles, choices, and growth provide a human perspective on the larger events, ensuring that the story remains grounded despite its. This focus on character adds emotional weight, making the narrative resonate on a deeper level. Ultimately, The Covenant stands as a powerful and immersive portrayal of survival and loyalty, capturing the intensity of a world where every decision matters. Through its combination of emotion and thematic depth, it delivers a story that leaves a lasting impression, inviting the audience to reflect on the strength of human bonds in the face of overwhelming challenges.